Deep in the ocean, an orca pod is on the hunt. But these aren't your average orcas. These guys are organized.
Marketing team, did you get those social media posts scheduled for the SEAL migration?
Aye, Captain. We even have an automated notification for all pod managers when they go live.
They use Monday.com to keep their teamwork sharp, their communication clear, and their goals in sight. Monday.com. For whatever you run, even orcas. Go to Monday.com to dive deeper.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer. So let's bring her out. The star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
You're on Star Search, then you're starting to make a shitload of money.
Making money.
Yeah.
My money's just flying in.
Right. And
I'm feeling good.
And do you live in New York at this point, or you're still in New Jersey?
Still Jersey.
Okay.
It's easy for me because my son at that time is, young, and so right there was the Garden State Parkway.
Oh yeah, I grew up
Turnpike,
right on the. All right, I'm going to tell you something right now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Between my freshman and sophomore years in college, guess what my summer job was?
What?
I was a toll collector on the New Jersey Turnpike.
You know what? I've probably seen you a couple of times with a real shitty attitude.
First of all, I was so skinny. And I was the only one. I was the only girl, and I used to have swear to God, there'd be 12 trucks in my lane, and no one else had anyone in their lanes because one of the guys would be chick in lane 9, and they'd all come. But it was great when they were going to the Garden State Art Center. They'd give me joints and be because I was friendly and stuff. But yeah, that was that job. I mean, those people must fucking die so young from the carbon monoxide. All right. So, where did he grow up, Keith Jr.?
Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
No, he grew up in Philly.
So you're right by him. All right. Yeah. So everything starts going, and then your friends start becoming these huge fucking.
Well, Wanda, I remember Wanda, her first thing, she had called me up. She got the Chris Rock show.
Right.
That was a big thing.
Right, I remember.
But she said she got it. But you know how everything happens?
Yeah.
And but what happened was somebody asked her to, Chris had said, hey, what's that girl's name? But Louis Ferranda thought it was, what's the name? A different girl.
Louis Ferranda, by the way, ran Catch Rising Star and then ran Caroline's.
Yeah.
Now
he thought it was, so he gave a different girl's name. And then Chris.
How do you mix Wanda up with anyone?
Yeah.
Well, he's in his own world.
But yeah. Chris what was cool about it is Chris said, all right, we're going to have y'all both audition. You both do a writing packet and da-da-da. We'd let it play its way out.
Right.
Which was great because you could have just said,
bye-bye.
Yeah. Because I wanted Wanda. But he had let everything play out. Wanda got, of course she got it. And then Wanda started moving her way up.
Yeah. She got fast.
Yes. And then in around 99, I go to Philly.
Right.
To a place called the Laugh House.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at these comics, these young comics. And I'm like, oh. I see Big J. Okerson.
Right.
He's standing there in his underwear on stage. But he still was funny.
Right.
I'm like, who's this fat white kid? Just standing there. So I liked him.
Right.
Then I seen Lil Kev.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I like both of them. So I said, hey, look, you guys, y'all come up to New York.
Right.
You got to get out of here. You're coming to New York.
Right.
And then I started bringing them to New York with me.
Right.
And then as they start coming up, boom.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But you're a giving person.
Yeah, you gotta be.
There's so many people who are so out for themselves, and it's so cyclical. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. And it's we're such a tight-knit community. You're one of the good guys who's you're talented, you should be over here.
Yeah, you should be over here. And then
a lot of people don't do that anymore.
Well, it's good though. But it's good to see like Jay, who's the most hard-headed guy,
right,
is doing well,
right,
and Kevin's doing well, and then all the people
Kevin
come around.
So you did this back of the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kevin introduced you as the reason he does stand-up comedy.
Right.
Where did you meet him and how?
I met Kevin in Philly. I just met him in Philly doing his shows. And then, you know, I watched about 9 of his stupid tapes.
Right.
'Cause I told him, you got to have a tape.
Right.
At that time, you
Right,
needed a
yeah.
tape. Let somebody see what
Right.
you're doing. And I watched about 9, 10 of them. Some of them, like you hear airplanes going over.
Right.
You know, see some woman killing a roach in
Right.
the background. Said, no, not that
No.
one, not that.
Right.
You know, then he had a perfect tape that was
Right.
like, oh, this one is really good. And that's the tape he starts sending around, start getting work out of it.
So I started working at the Cellar, I think in 87. And no one was there. It was Grunfest. And Rick Rome was at the piano, of course.
Yeah.
And there'd be like 3 people in the audience. And I would sit in the back with Daryl Hammond at the end of the night, and I'd be eating borscht, and I remember just sitting there with him, and I'd yell like, do Phil Donahue, and and it was fun because there was no pressure, you know?
Right.
Now, forget it. Like every person, that place is
Jam-packed.
every fucking night.
But it's expanded to
Right, 3 rooms.
3 rooms, which is great. You enjoy it while you can because you see,
I say that all the time. Like it's not going to stay like this.
No,
you know,
it can't.
I know, but
From what we know,
right? Exactly.
Being in business so long ago.
So tough crowd. I guess for all of us was sort of one of the greatest times of my comedy career.
It's just it was a good thing because we did everything, said everything, and nobody was scared. You wasn't scared.
No.
You right into there.
I know I would go right in. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just a thing where it's almost like I didn't know we didn't know we was on TV.
Right. It was it was the Cellar table.
Yeah. So it was just like, everything was being done. Bonnie was there. She showed her tits.
Right.
Whatever the hell it went on.
Right.
But
Patrice,
it was just,
oh my God, Patrice and I used to get in so many fights. It was an honor to be ridiculed and mocked by Geraldo, because he was the fucking smart. Like you couldn't argue with him at all. Attell was hilarious. It was
was
so
there.
amazing. And I fucking can't believe they canceled that show.
because they didn't know what to do with it.
But
Really.
it
And
should.
when you don't know what to do with something,
Right.
you cancel. But the whole time, and every show I've been on after that, every different show, it's like, how do we capture
Right.
tough crowd?
Right.
You
Everything, all shows like that with these panels or these, is a hybrid of that show.
Yeah.
It's like they saw that show and they've wanted to repeat. And
You can't. You can't duplicate that.
because
that thing
there's
is
because
authentic.
it's like we've been in the
Yeah.
trenches together and we don't fucking care,
Yes.
like Nick DiPaolo and I,
Yeah.
and then we hug at the end,
It was.
So did you write for Tough Crowd? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, what's great about you is you wrote for Chappelle's show,
Yeah.
which
Wrote for Chappelle's show, season 3.
season 3, written by Keith Robinson.
The end of the road.
You wrote for Chappelle. Did Wanda's show happen before Tough Crowd?
Yeah.
So,
no.
it was after.
After Tough Crowd.
Okay, so it was Tough Crowd, then Wanda, and you were her sidekick.
Yeah. The sidekick on Wanda's psych
Right.
show.
I remember that.
But
I love that show.
You get so much stuff, though, through your friends and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, through the people the relationships that you have. And there's so much stuff that you constantly, keep getting.
There are certain people who, I've known. I was there the first day Attell went on stage at Comedy U Grand. Like, he was a student at NYU. I was emceeing. He went up. He was fucking hilarious. He gets off. He goes, "Oh, that was horrible." I go, "You were so fucking funny. Like, you have no idea." But there are so many people I've known since the 80s, and I mean, people we've mentioned that have never, they're like my best friend, we hug, oh my God, could put me on something and never liked us. And it's so infuriating.
It's nice and infuriating.
Well, it's because, all right, I'll mention Jeff Ross, okay, is doing the that show where they roast dead people, right, for Comedy Central or something. They were roasting Anne Frank. And he doesn't I wrote to him. I go, are you fucking kidding me? Out of every comic? You could have put, oh, do you want to come out into LA? No, you didn't fucking, it's just so infuriating. You're not like that at all. So you did Wanda.
I did Chappelle show.
Tough Crowd, Chappelle, Wanda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tough Crowd, Chappelle, Wanda. Something else happened in between that, but yeah.
And I have to say the loyalty to you from these comics, it's unparalleled,
Well, it's pretty good. Yeah, it is pretty good.
It is. I mean, so many people move on. They're like, yeah, okay, yeah, like, there's such a loyalty to you that it's like heartwarming. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, so many people will become like, all right, so Ray Romano will become famous and bring all his guys to write for him, and but there's something more between you and Kevin and Wanda and all these comics. It's so much deeper, and I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, it's it's good,
and they'll admit it.
Yeah,
they'll admit it. They'll say he was my influence.
It's a great thing to have folks
acknowledge.
Yeah, and or just say look out.
Right.
Because I think that's that's what's needed a lot of times.
Right.
It's like if you could be, I'm like, I've been on TV. I got a chance to be on TV from '86
right
straight through, right now,
right.
2019.
Right.
So at least, just
there's
on a
respect
consistent basis.
there.
Yeah.
I have to tell you that Kevin Hart, when he used to do Tough Crowd, I love that guy. He's like the nicest guy. Don't you think? I mean,
Yeah.
I just loved him. I always loved him. And he's still the same to me, you know?
But that's a good thing about Kev is that his attitude or how Kev is probably one of the biggest
stars in the world.
And I'm still yelling. I still yell
but
at
it's
Kev.
like so many of these guys, and like, I'm like, no, you're not that person. I just saw him at the Cellar. Judy, it's just like I don't know. It's just, it's such a lovely,
But that's a good thing
Right.
about Kev, that he stays,
Right.
balanced with all the stuff that he has.
He's grounded. Yeah.
He has a lot of stuff.
Right.
I want to rob Kev. You in?
I'm in.
All right, good.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
What do you think of this Kevin apologizing?
I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you why I didn't like it, because I thought it was forced,
Right.
and it wasn't. It's not going. If you can't just go, all right, I apologize, and then say, all right, I'm apologizing again. If I gotta feel it. If I don't feel it, I can't do
say it. I was like, it grew because I was like, fuck that. He's a great guy. He's evolved. And as a gay person, I'm like, that's exactly what you want. You want people to evolve.
Exactly what it is.
Right. But then I heard from these gay guys. And they were like, his joke was about if he found out his kid was gay, he'd take the dollhouse and bash it over his head.
I'm still laughing.
And it's violent. I mean, it is what happens to a lot of gay kids, and I get it.
Not one. If you name one gay kid that got a dollhouse smashed over his head.
Well, I'm just saying, there's a lot of physical. I mean, I
know what you mean.
I do work with the Hetrick Martin Institute, and these are homeless GLBTQ kids, and the majority of them are kids of color, and they have no. I mean, they're just so talented and it's it's just this. Anyway, so I get that, but I thought you're right about that. He wasn't. He's like, I already apologized. It could have been like, because he's such a huge. I feel like there's a responsibility that everyone listens to what you say. That he could have said, you know what, I did apologize for that. And since we're bringing it up again, I just have to say, I'd never. It was a learning. Just acknowledge it happened, and but it's like I have mixed. I like it so.
It's mixed feelings, but I only I went to the Ruth Ellis house in Detroit,
right?
And Ruth Ellis is, and when I went there. And I seen it saying, all the kids kicked out of the houses and all that stuff. The kids was kicked out of the houses for coming out. And they were doing, and I wanted to see, and it was just that in itself was a learning experience. I didn't want to say, oh, you probably don't even go there. I said, no, let me go. Let me see what's going on. And it was a great experience that a lot of people should see. And learn from that experience that there are people being displaced from their homes.
Oh my God, it's so awful.
And all that. So, but we at the time, Kev told, the time people tell that joke, so whatever they are, jokes they tell, it's, they don't realize that they're not talking about actually hurting anybody. Kevin's not going to smash a dollhouse over his kid's head.
But most people are not smart enough to go,
Yeah, but, I think that, I know at that point, if somebody came to me, because I told a whole lot, Jim David and all of them was pissed at me for a lot.
Right.
And at the time I was like, oh, what are you talking about? But I've learned so much even from there, because I'm from the hood. We do, we had a lot of stuff going on. So I was so far away from that world, but,
now you wouldn't do it. But that's what I wanted him to say. I didn't get it then. So, so let's move on. And I'm just going to say for the last time, blank.
Isn't that what he was trying to do when he was like, Kev?
It felt like he was saying...
He was getting annoyed.
He was annoyed that he had to do that. But it was he would be saving lives, That's the thing. I get that you're annoyed that people are bringing it up. But now they wouldn't bring it up if you weren't such an important voice,
What happened is, though, this is what I think happened. I think that just like Twitter and social media, the bullied become the bullies.
Right.
So it's like I seen Don Lemon was on. Yeah. And he said, well, he has to come over there and do this, blah, blah, blah. Then one woman who was out, somebody was on A View, and she said this, it infuriated me to the day. She said, I know the gay community. And if the gay community, what do you mean you know the gay community? They're not monolithic. What are you talking about? I know.
Right.
And this is what they do. Well, they shut up. She bugged me. So I think it's easier with everything has to be done not with anger, with love.
Right.
So even the gay community told Alan, you mind the black gay community said, Alan, mind your damn business.
Right.
White girl, we got this.
Right.
And stuff like that. And it's like if I'm looking at that, what do you mean you got this?
Right.
So I think all that caused
And in the gay community, they, even not even the color of your skin, but it was like, Ellen, you don't speak for all of us,
Right.
Because your life is different. You're not out there.
But they didn't do that it wasn't in a humble way.
Right.
Nobody was really talking. They talk.
Right.
That's what social media gives you. You talk
at each other. Everyone has a platform, even if they don't deserve it.
Yeah. So I think that's where it got all mixed up in. And Kevin's like, well, I got to go through this.
Right.
I'm not, no.
Right.
I'm not going. So
like I'm in the middle of your fucking fight.
Yeah. Now
mommy and daddy. Yeah.
Y'all fighting over,
right.
What am I?
Right.
So I think that
if
it was done with a little more tact with everybody. Like,
right.
started. Nobody wants to be bullied.
And it's never enough. Like when you apologize, it's never enough. Like when Louis did the apology,
right.
It's never enough. It's like never enough. Oh, he didn't say this. Oh my God.
But he got to say this. Then if he didn't say it, so people would start actually bullying you now.
Right. Because your apology isn't good enough.
Right. So.
Right.
So what Kev was just
Can't win.
like, he's like, all right, I'm just keeping quiet. So a lot of people don't even say anything now because nobody really wants to have a discussion.
Right.
They just want to, you did that and that's it.
They want to point a finger. You're right. So when did Wanda come out to you?
Well, I started getting suspicious about Wanda.
Really?
She came like in Tampa.
How long ago?
Tampa. This was way like 2000 something something like that. And because me and Wanda, I'm saying, why is Wanda not coming around?
Right.
I don't know what the hell is going on. But yeah, around 2002.
And what did you say? I don't give a shit.
No, of course I knew I said, this
right.
the worst. The worst thing you can do. So Wanda, who's your boyfriend, huh?
Oh, God, you're such an asshole.
And she said, that's exactly, you gotta shut the fuck up. But I felt my phoniness. Oh, but you really got a good boyfriend now. And she called me out completely.
Right. I mean, we all knew before. Like, it's like we all know, but we don't say anything,
Yeah, so I'm like,
and now she's got beautiful family.
Yeah, she got a nice family and all that.
I hope you're okay, but I really wanted to talk about your stroke. Oh, he's having another stroke. Guys, get the ambulance! Is there a doctor? So
I need you to apologize.
I'm sorry.
For coming across where you came across.
I read an article.
I'm here. You don't have to read the article.
I know, but I just read an article where they talk about like, you woke up. I mean, the story is so. I just want to go to the hospital. Like as I read the story, I was like, no, don't go home. Don't drive there, So, and you had no idea. Like, now, Patrice was a close friend of yours, and I'm so sick of people dying. Like, it's fucking unbelievable how many young people are dying.
Yeah, when Patrice passed on. But see, I knew what a stroke was, but I really didn't know what a stroke was.
Right.
Like I heard rumors.
Right.
This could happen but you don't think it's going to happen.
You had high blood pressure, right?
Yeah, I had high blood pressure, and my dumb ass was besides the high blood. When you're on the road a lot, what do you take? Caffeine.
I mean, it's bad. I drink so much coffee. Yeah.
I took like 8 cappuccinos a day. But cappuccino and the caffeine raise your blood pressure.
Right.
So I didn't know. I was anything to stay up. That's all I needed.
Right. Red Bull. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you do,
so many comics do that. They can't wait to get home. They end a show at 12:30, and they're like, "I'm going to drive through the night." Yeah.
So I I'm the blood pressure.
But you knew you had high blood pressure, right?
Yes. Because I went to the hospital because I fell down and cut my hand up, whatever.
Right outside the cellar,
outside the cellar, and I went to the emergency in Woodbridge.
Uh-huh.
And they said, "Oh, we got to keep you." look, your blood pressure is ridiculous.
Right.
I said, nah, I'm not staying. I said, you give me something, give me a pill, whatever you need, but I'm, So you got to say I'm not staying because I had to go to Vegas the next day, make $10,000. I'm not missing $10,000 for no fucking stroke. Fuck that. So I went to Vegas, did the show.
Felt fine?
Felt fine.
Like, was it in the back of your head?
Yeah, you're like, this could be,
Yeah.
But I, survived that. Then I, did some more stuff. Did Vegas again.
Like, what's the time period of this? Like a week or two?
A month.
Okay.
And then, I went and got my blood pressure taken. It was 155 over 92, something like that. Mm-hmm. So the guy said it's not bad, but it's high, but it's not bad. But I'm still taking cappuccino, but I don't realize how bad cappuccino is.
Right.
And I'm still boxing and all that.
Right.
So, one day I go to the house and, I do like 20 push-ups. I'm ready to really get in shape again.
Right.
I'm moving, grooving, doing push-ups.
Right.
Then I got up in the morning, my equilibrium was completely off.
Right.
And I started walking to the side. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
So I took some buffering. That's for everything. So I take the buffering. I drive to Philadelphia.
I haven't heard buffering in so fucking long. Yeah.
I drive to Philadelphia, and in Philly, I'm in Philly, and I'm filling out a passport, making my passport.
Right.
My vision starts to get fucked up. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I barely could see. My writing was going.
Right.
Everything was going down. And I drive over to see where my son was going to have all his performance at. And my leg is dragging. I'm like, God damn it.
Right.
So my cousin Nick said, oh, you could be having a stroke, man.
Right.
I'm like, fuck you, you fucking Reed. His last name is Reed. I said, only filthy Reed has strokes. Robinsons don't have strokes.
Right.
Now get out of my face.
Right.
You stinking Reed. And I drive back to...
No fucking way.
Headed to Jersey. Take some buffering.
Oh, God, with the buffering, yeah.
Yeah, thank God I probably...
I know. Yeah, you're right.
So I go to sleep. Give up. I'm feeling good.
You don't go to bed for the night?
No, not for the night.
Oh, just a nap.
Just a nap, because I got to go do the Comedy Cellar podcast.
Okay.
Or, radio show, whatever it was at the time. And I get there, do the show, and
But is your leg working and everything?
My leg is back working.
Right.
My leg is back working, and then it just hit. Boom.
At the cellar?
At the cellar. So,
what, were you sitting? Like what?
Sitting down. My energy level just dropped to nothing, no energy, whatever. And I'm like, oh shit. So Hannibal is there. Hannibal Burris is there.
Yeah.
Said, I say, Hannibal, do my spot.
Right.
And Hannibal did the spot. But now my leg is dragging again. It's really dragging. Woman from True TV is like, hey, can you sign here? I'm like, beat it. I ain't say beat it, but I'm like, I'll sign in a little bit. And I went to Minetta Lane, dragged my leg through my leg. My hand is going down. The whole right side is starting to...
Right.
And I dragged through Minetta Lane, get to my car, and drive back to Jersey.
No, you didn't!
I drove back to Jersey.
Oh, you're such a fucking idiot.
And, I get out my car, do about 22 push-ups just to make sure. No. Right. So my girlfriend at the time, she came and drove me back to New York to Mount Sinai. And they said, yeah, you're having a stroke. And everybody was like, I feel good.
Right.
But,
And then... Did you go unconscious or never?
I'm a man.
Shut up.
Toxic masculinity.
And so through the whole thing, did you feel the feeling go? And
no. I just woke up and the right side was...
That was it.
Yeah. the leg, the right side, and in a wheelchair for a month.
What did you think? Like, what was going through your head? Like, were you like, my life is over? Because I know I read a story where I do a lot of research that the nurse said, you said, I'm going to be on stage in 3 months. And the nurse was like, yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, that bitch.
And you were on stage 3 months later.
No, I was on stage 2 weeks later.
Are you fucking kidding me?
She said, you're going to be, because I was, because that, anytime somebody tell you what you can't do.
Right, you can't do, you.
Yeah, I went to the Stress Factory 2 weeks later.
Oh, okay.
And start, going on stage.
That is unbelievable. And rehab?
Yeah, doing a rehab and all that kind of stuff. And still doing rehab, but I'm good.
Oh, you're fucking amazing.
My mental is good. But see, the whole thing about it, they always check to see what your thought process is.
Right.
And it was annoying me, the lady, like I was,
right.
And I told her, I said, look, to stop all these little games that you're playing, play me a game of chess.
No way.
I said, after I play this game of chess, then, because that's a thinking game.
Right.
We played the chess, I beat her in like 5 moves.
Right.
I said, now can we stop this?
Bullshit.
Yeah.
This week's episode of It's Judy Show with Judy Gold is sponsored by BetterHelp. And if you know me, which I think you do because you're listening to my podcast right now, you know that I am a big advocate for therapy. I think it benefits everyone. I think there's so many people who need it, who don't partake. It is so important for your emotional health and well-being. Therapy is fantastic. It is in every stretch of the imagination. And if you're thinking of starting therapy, please do it. But please give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online. It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible. It suits your schedule. You fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. I have switched therapists in my life. I've had many, many therapists, and sometimes it's not a great fit for you, but don't give up. Therapy is beneficial. You can learn about yourself, you can process, and just be emotionally healthy. I'm telling you, do it. BetterHelp is great because, when I used to schlep to my therapist's office, it was so annoying. You have to do it, and you sit there and you wait, and then I'm telling you, doing it online is fantastic. And BetterHelp is amazing. I know a lot of people who've used it. So if you're thinking about therapy, go to BetterHelp.com. Let the gratitude flow. This is Gratitude Month, people. So you need to let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/JudyGold, JudyGold, today, and you will get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JudyGold. You're welcome.
The next morning, Wanda came, right, to see you?
Wanda came to see you. She spent the night.
I love her.
Yeah, she spent the night. And, little Kev came with it, he came there a couple of times, 3, 4 times.
Right.
And Kev is there. He's so sensitive.
Right.
He's crying. I'm like,
right. Shut the
fuck. You're going to make me cry.
Right.
I'm a hood dude.
Right.
No, but yeah.
How has it changed your life? Like, you go on stage, you definitely had to change because now they're seeing
more in the pocket. I have to stay in the pocket.
Right. And they're seeing this and going, because you don't want them to feel sorry for you because you don't fucking feel sorry for yourself.
That's right. Yeah. 'Cause it's the evolution of it.
Right.
Of even going on stage and was just, I'm getting ready to go on stage now and I don't want them to feel sorry for me.
Right.
So, now it's just like, now I get on stage, I don't even do it. I used to start with it.
Right.
Because that was the elephant in the room.
Because you wanted to get it out of the way.
Get it out the way. But now I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. All right. Now I'm going, I had a stroke. And people go, I'm like, look, I ain't saying I'm having a stroke. I said I had one. And then, you know.
Then it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, come on, y'all, you
Right.
know. I said, don't worry about it. I used to box and all this shit. I can't do it now.
Right.
But believe me, I'll beat somebody up with Parkinson's.
Do you,
And they just like, oh, my God.
do you ever think, oh, fuck, I wish I had. I
did that while I was laying in the hospital.
Right. Like, oh,
damn,
you
I'm
fucking
in this
idiot.
shitty hospital.
Right.
I just took my.
Right. If
But
I had
that's it.
just gone there right away,
Yeah,
you know?
if I would took my blood pressure
Right.
medicine, because that's what it makes my cholesterol and all that was good.
You weren't taking your BP medicine.
Yeah, blood pressure. That
You're
was
an
it.
asshole.
But you know,
Can you drive?
yeah, yes,
But are you right-handed?
yes. I just had to drive.
Right. Because then you lose your freedom.
Yeah,
You know?
I had to drive, and yeah,
You figured it out.
yeah, I figured it out. We worked it out.
Right. You're amazing. Like, you are, like, fearless. Wait, what was this? You told off some huge booker on the East Coast. You cursed out one of the biggest comedy bookers on the East Coast. And someone said, do you know who that was? And you were like, I don't fucking care. Do you remember this?
I probably did that a lot.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, I always thought that, I try to give everybody their respect, whatever, but you have to give, you
Right.
know.
Like, I love that you're just like, I don't care if you're the fucking president of show
you
business.
can be who you are, but
Right.
it don't matter.
Don't treat me like a piece of dirt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole, that was the whole thing. I remember we went to Colin had his show, the first show he had on NBC.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, you know, Lorne Michaels came over. He said, they're counting down. 10,
Right.
9. He, you know, before the show
Right.
go live. And he said, hey, get rid of that joke. I looked down. Yeah, right.
And you did the
Oh,
joke.
of course I did the
Yeah.
joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it worked.
Right. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You, one of my favorite jokes of yours is so timely was that you said years ago, you did a joke about school shootings about 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And you said, what the fuck? It's the parents' fault, you know? How do you not know what the fuck you're... And it was such a great way to break it down. And it's just like that kind of real comedy where it's no bullshit. And it's like so unique to you.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good to have, you know, of course
Right.
you have a load of shit that you know.
Right.
But it's just like,
It's fearless.
if you can do stuff that, you know, that comes from there.
Yeah.
From that soul and stuff that's unique unto
Right.
yourself.
Right.
It's like, because, you know, you learn from me and you did Spotlight
Yeah.
in L.A.
Right. Stand-up Spotlight.
Stand-up Spotlight, yeah. I think Bobby Collins was
Yeah.
host at that time in L.A. But watching you through the years is just like always funny.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, you know, no, this is real stuff that, you know, I don't remember a time where you
Right.
go, Judy's not funny. Judy's always
Right.
been funny. And that's inspiring through even now, because a lot of people I see that was back then are not funny.
Right.
They're only 80s funny or maybe 90s funny.
Right. You have
They
to
didn't-
reinvent yourself.
Yeah, they have to keep growing
Because you grow, you know? Yeah. Oh, thanks, Keithy. All right. So these are two questions I ask all my guests.
Yes.
I think I know the answer to the first one. We're very into mental health. I suffer from anxiety and depression. I have ADHD. And I take a lot of meds. So we always ask if you've ever taken any antidepressants.
See, what was funny about it is they asked me to take them
And you
when
said,
I had a stroke.
right.
And I'm like, nah. So, well, you had a stroke, you get depressed. I'll be all right.
What are your tools? Like,
Life.
Yeah.
Like I've seen everything in
Right.
life, you know, and I made it, you know, I'm here.
You never needed it. You
I never needed it. So.
I mean, to me, it's a physical thing. Like,
Right.
the only good thing about it is I lose so much weight when I'm depressed. But I can't fucking enjoy
Losing weight
it.
is always
I
good.
know. I mean, one of my friends, I was in a clinical depression, and right as I was coming out, she goes, well, you weren't, she's English, it was very horrible to be around you, and you were very sad, but God, that depression diet is wonderful. You look fabulous, Okay. My podcast, the name of my podcast is Kill Me Now, because everything gets on my fucking nerves, and I fucking hate most people because they're so fucking stupid. So I always ask, what pisses you off the most? Like, what makes you so fucking angry? Like, and it could be anything. Like, it could be...
You know what? Right now, what's pissing me off is these virtue signaling comics. That really just, and rather than being funny, they've replaced that.
Right.
And,
I'm going to make a point.
Yeah, with points.
Right.
That because they can't make that funny. Like, you can make anything funny.
Right.
But they, or you'll try your best to.
Right.
But they they're trying to cheat comedy.
Right.
Almost like, oh no, and this time I know everything's not funny.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You can make a joke about anything as long as it's funny. They don't get it. And you know what's pissing me off lately? People being offended on behalf of other people. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's not nice to the Native American community. So and it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, they're offended by proxy, It's so fucking stupid.
That's what's really annoying me. So-called comics doing it.
Right.
It's like, stop it.
And these young comics are like, well, you really shouldn't. Yes, I should.
Yeah.
We talked about everything.
That's what that's the whole thing.
That's the whole point. And why are we being held to a higher standard than your fucking politicians, you asshole? Fucking annoying.
So that's the thing that's been really
right.
bothering my
it's
soul.
It's really hard. I think it's really hard these days. So where can people find you?
They're going to find me everywhere, man. I'm at the Comedy Cellar.
Social media?
Social media, One Keith Robinson.
Okay.
Twitter.
Listen, you told me we were sitting at the Cellar. You're like, I ain't going to Vegas. Fuck that shit. And now you go to Cellar in Vegas.
But you know what? I go there and I treat it like a little vacation.
Right. You don't stay
I don't stay at the Rio.
Right. Where do you stay?
I stay at the Wynn.
Oh, nice.
The Encore, the Wynn Tower Suites. So I stay there just to, have a good time.
And the audiences are great and the club's great?
The club, yeah. You'll like the club.
Yeah. I haven't done it yet. The last time I went to Vegas, I'm like kind of afraid because I got so depressed.
It is a...
Yeah, and I was at the Improv at Harris. This is years ago, but I'm like so afraid I'm going to go into a depression. And I remember they had a Chipotle downstairs. And for the first 3 days, I literally... I'd leave my hotel room, I'd go to the gym, and then I'd go to Chipotle, and then I'd go back to my hotel room, and then I'd go to the show. I was so depressed.
That's the closest I ever came to taking pills.
Right.
At the Improv at Harris.
At Harris.
Because I was eating at the cafeteria.
Yeah, downstairs. Oh my God. My mother would go in, she would come with me sometimes, and she'd like, oh no, we can't eat in the cafeteria because it was free. I'm like, Mom, we're not eating in the fucking cafeteria. You'd see all the Keno players,
Everybody come through.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
I know.
And I spent 2 weeks of like doing time.
It's exactly what it feels like. I mean, I don't know what it feels like, but that's exactly what it feels like. Keith, I can't thank you enough for...
Thank you.
No, you're fucking amazing.
This is good. Ring that bell again. I like that.
Jew.
I like it.
Yeah, all right. I like you. All right. Well, thank you so much, Keith. Follow Keith on social media. He's at the Cellar all the fucking time. He's fucking hilarious. And are you working on a special or?
I'm doing different hours trying to see if I can put something together.
Right.
And it's coming together. So
And you have a podcast.
Oh, 3 Girls, 1 Key.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. You didn't even plug that.
3 Girls, 1 Key, baby.
And I'm on that podcast
Yes, you
coming
are.
up soon. And my son
Funny as
Henry
hell.
fucking loves you and every day goes, you know, Keith is really funny. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
You got 2 great kids.
Yeah, thank you.
2 great ones.
I love them.
That's why you always got to have a
life.
A kid and
Yeah.
a backup kid.
Yeah.
Can't just have one.
Yeah.
You need a backup.
You need a backup in case the first one sucks. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you.
And as we always say, so long!
And everything was wonderful. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the visit. So long.